For those of you that are brand new to my business and to my page or to my YouTube channel, my name's Kelly Weiler. I'm the owner of Girl Upcycled Studio. The studio is located in Zanesville, Ohio, which is just about an hour east of Columbus. So I absolutely love it when I can meet you guys. Okay, so this is going to be part 3 of my flea market restore flip. So this piece came from our local restore, which is the Habitat for Humanity. They have, you know, all kinds of cool items that you can find there. If you've never been into your local restore, I encourage you to do that. So just a little quick recap. I do have my videos up on YouTube of the first and second video that I did. So this is number 3. But I went ahead and I put the IOD mold using clay. It is paper clay, and that's how I got all these little details on here. I don't know, I don't think I'm going to use more. I think I'm good where I'm at. So, but I show you every little step that I used to get these on here, so you can look back on my other videos for that. And then I did a couple coats of old school. This is the DIY paint that I use. It's clay based, it's all natural, no VOC paint. Just a little FYI, I am actually open in my studio right now, so you know, if something goes sideways or you know, it's kind of quiet here right now in between lunch and dinner, so I should be okay, but I thought I would mention that to you. But anyway, this is what I put on with my first coat. You can go to those other videos and see exactly how I put that on because I created a lot of texture. So now I'm ready for my next layers, okay? Let me pull them over here. And basically what I'm going to try to go for is a really beautiful, subtle kind of a color that will match many, many homes. Hopefully, we have a lot of farmhouse kind of people here, people like that around this area. So I'm still going to do colors like I love, but I'm going to do it a little more subdued, but it's still going to be beautiful. It's still going to have movement. It's going to have texture, all that. So the next color that I'm going to use is the color that I call the unsung hero in the DIY paint line, and that is Skeleton Key. Okay, this color is so beautiful, and we don't see people use it that much, and I don't know why, because it's so pretty, and I'm going to show you guys how pretty it is. If you can see, it looks a little blue, it looks a little green, and sometimes it looks gray. So you guys, if you have not tried Skeleton Key, I urge you to try it because it's so pretty. Okay, and I've got my shoes off, you guys, and I'm just gonna get comfortable here. And I've got my Paint Pixie brush. So I'm gonna start off with that, and I'm just gonna start with one section, just in case I have customers that walk in to get paint. Oh, it just dawned on me. You know what? I showed you the wrong lid. So this is Skeleton Key right here. So the other one that I showed you was Farm Fresh. I must have gotten their lids mixed up. So that's another color that I'm going to be putting on here. So I'll let you see the color over top of the gray, and I'm going to kind of just going to kind of splotch it on here, okay? No rhyme or reason. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can tell. So what I'm going for is a lot of texture. So you can kind of pounce it on with the brush. And then the other thing that I've been doing is I've been taking my little squeegee. If you've not used this I use a ton. It's Catalyst is the name of the brand, and it's just like this rubber squeegee, and it's real soft, it's bendable, You can use this straight side, you can use this side, and then this rounded side is even kind of cool for just getting like some different texture and movement. So I use it in my art a lot too. But you can just dip in and kind of like you'll want to use the brush. Like this has a little bit of like some little areas that have framing around it, so you'll want to probably use a brush. I don't want to completely cover up all of the gray is the thing. So that's why I'm just kind of, I call it you hit and miss it. You just kind of hitting and missing little bits of it. And I'm putting it on kind of thick. I'm going to go back in with this, put it on. It's going to look like kind of a mess at first, guys, because it's kind of what we want. Okay, and now while it's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and dip in to my Farm Fresh color, okay? Farm Fresh is so pretty as well. That is the first color that I showed you. It's more of a, you know, nest egg, I guess, blue-green. It's really pretty, really, really pretty. And then there's the Skeleton Key. It's a little more of a gray. Skeleton Key changes colors too, though. So I'm going to take this little squeegee and I'm going to start swiping it in here. You guys, if you want to, use an artist brush if you need to. There's no shame in that, you guys, by the way. And you just keep building. So I'm creating texture, layers. This is, I did a little sample of this. Those of you that are on my Instagram, you saw a little sneak peek of this already. I did a little sample for y'all last night. And I'm trying not to get this on, like I have a little cute little outfit on, so I'm trying not to get it on me today. Yeah, I think I can do it. If you have questions, go ahead and ask away. All right, so that's good. Now, I want to take something else that I've been using a lot too that will be really nice for the small areas on here are my little painters, my little artist knives. This is my favorite one, and this one gets really kind of inside the little grooves. So right now I just want to go ahead and squirt it down. So what's happening now is I'm reactivating it, okay? There is clay in this paint. So with clay-based paint, you can reactivate it up until you seal it, which is really cool because you can kind of manipulate and move it, which is what I'm kind of doing now, scraping and manipulating it. And then I'm just kind of showing you all my little box of tricks here, what I've got. This is, it looks like something that you ice a cake with, doesn't it? But it's actually for art. And you can kind of scrape with this. Now, the thing that I want you to remember, if you're trying to reproduce this kind of texture and scraping, you want to be careful if you're using something like this that's harder, metal, because you will scrape through and down to the wood if you're not careful. That's why I really like the one that is rubber, okay? So the rubber one is really nice because it's a little gentler on your paint finish, okay? So let's go ahead and use this one. And we're just going to scrape. And we're scraping. scraping. I don't want to completely cover up all of the dark that I put on there. Just going to give it a really nice soft, kind of a chunky kind of finish. So this is actually going to be kind of a backdrop for my finishing look. So we're just putting, like I said yesterday when I did this demo, this is what we call an underpainting. If you're an artist and you start, oh, I got paint on me, and you start those first layers. I want to get this off real quick. But it's called an underpainting. So you're creating layers of texture and color and just all kinds of yumminess that you're going to work towards and as you work towards the top. Okay, so the next color I want to show you is really, really cool. And this is Gypsy Green. And I've left this kind of sit out and dry. Look at how, can you see how chunky it is and how thick? It's really, really thick. So this I want to pounce on a little bit. And what I'm going for here, gang, is a really soft, organic kind of a finish. So think of like mossy rocks when you're taking a walk and around a pond somewhere and you see that moss that's growing. So these are all colors that have that organic kind of a mossy look, right? Are there any questions, anyone? How about hi Lexi, how are you? You're home from work today. Good to see you. Anybody here on YouTube have any questions? I know most of you are going to catch this on the replay, and I want to say a big thank you and shout out to all of you that are catching this later on the replay and at a later date. Please know and feel free to ask questions. And I would love to know, have any of you tried any of this layered texturized painting yet? Have you tried it yet? How did it work out for you? Did you like it? Were you scared? Did it feel good? Was it a little freeing? I think it's very freeing for me. And I'm going to keep on scraping, guys. And I'm going to scrape, and yes, I may take away some of the texture that I've just put on, but that's okay. I'll just keep adding. And you can actually just use this as your paintbrush if you want to. You don't actually have to keep going back in with a brush. Ooh, it's looking really cool. It has a lot of depth, and that's what I'm going for, is a lot of depth. So look how the change is happening right before our eyes. I love it. And I'm just going to keep on kind of going in and down. The dark that I put on as the undertone, this it's called Old Skull. It's going to look like shadows almost. It's going to give it a lot of depth when it's all said and done. So let's keep going. I haven't decided for sure what I'm going to do to the top. The top is going to be probably a little more like of a solid something. I'm not sure what. Or I might even make it like some kind of a weathered wood on the top or something like that. So again, this is clay-based paint, and this will kind of lighten as it dries. And then it very, very typical of the DIY paint is once you put a top coat on it, then it will kind of darken down a little bit more, and then it gets light again. So you have to kind of get used to that about it, but that's kind of what the cool thing is. It just kind of changes back and forth. So I'm just going back in with the Farm Fresh, and I'm going to keep just kind of adding these layers of color. This is a wonderful, wonderful little painting tool if you've not used it, just because it's very gentle. Like I said, you can do this with a like a metal palette knife. In fact, I've got my favorite one here, and I showed you a little bit ago. This is my favorite one. It's kind of skinny, and it's kind of really nice for the little details, like getting in between these little areas. But you do want to be kind of careful. Now, if you want to create some more texture, you're going to take your knife and you're going to pull it upwards, and you're just going to kind of drag it. I'm going to show you here again if you can see. You're going to take your knife and just kind of pull. You're barely going to touch the surface, and it's going to give it this kind of rugged, bumpy look. It's going to kind of look like that when you apply it. Okay, and what that does, it's going to give it chunks, and it's going to give it layers. And what I will do, I'm going to do this all over the entire front surface with the little squeegee. I'm going to be putting it on with the squeegee, and then I'm going to be getting that texture on with the knife, and then I'll let it dry, and then it'll be kind of bumpy. It have lots of interest. Let me know if you have any questions out there, and I'm having a little trouble seeing up. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. Up on my other video there. So again, I'm just kind of crisscrossing, creating that mossy organic. Hi, Judy. How are you? If you are brand new over here on my YouTube channel and you like all things art, upcycling, and DIY, that's what I do here on my YouTube channel. So if you want to come along on my little creative journey, then make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you hit that little bell so that you get a little notification when I have new videos out. So you can kind of see right here it's starting to dry. Some of those colors are starting to really mesh together. So this is the look that I'm going for. I know it's a little bit confusing. This is part 3. And then there's going to be possibly 2 more parts to this. So I will come live and go ahead and ask, and I'll give you guys just a moment, or so I was kind of taking a chance. I don't normally come live when I'm open. Creating a lot of texture. So what's going to be fun about this is at the end stages, all of those layers are just going to really, really pop. pretty. Very, very soft colors too. I know you guys are used to me doing more bolder colors. I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna let this just kind of like dry this way. And I don't know, let me see, hold on there. I'm gonna see if I can give my YouTube, if I can do this without dropping it. See if I can give you guys a little bit of a close-up. So this is kind of that mossy organic finish that I'm going for. So hopefully you'll stay tuned and come back for the next part of this, and it's going to be fun. And again, this is for the habitat, this is for the restore, this is for their auction, so I'm really excited about it and excited to see how it turns out. So if you have questions, just put it in the comment section, and thank you so much for being part of my creative journey here, being with me on YouTube. I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you guys in the next live. All right, bye guys. If I can figure out how to leave.